Good afternoon, everyone. I hope this finds you well. Hope the weekend was good to you. A lot of good dividend winners out there over the weekend. Lots of goals, and yeah, the season is drawn nigh. It's drawn towards a close now. I just want to draw your attention before we get into the fantasy football stuff, just to the market cap. It's really stagnated over the last kind of week or so. We had a kind of pop up to 92,000, and it's been kind of up 100 and such, and down. You see it's down a little bit today. It's kind of really floated about. There's been some odd kind of movements, we'll say, and I'll probably touch on them in a video we might drop later today, or we might do tomorrow, just depending on time. Okay, but that kind of coincides with what we expected with the promotion that they're doing. That phase one got a massive bump on the market cap. A lot of people took advantage of that, and this phase two, because it lasts a lot longer, any bump that we're going to see from that is going to be widespread over the promotional period. And I do expect to see payday, in inverted commas, for the nation, which is normally like the last Friday of the month. You might see another big pop, and again next month again as well. So I just wanted to draw your attention to that, because I've had a few comments and questions about different players. This guy's not really moving, this guy's went backwards, whatever. And you just need to take yourself out of your own portfolio, just take yourself out of your own situation and look at the landscape. What is going on, with the fixtures, competitions progressing, and as well as people's finances, time of the month, is it payday, is it bill day, that type of thing. And then we've had it in the past before, like Valentine's Day and Halloween, things like this, big events, people will withdraw money and go and use it elsewhere. So you need to take those things into consideration. Easter holidays have just been, that type of thing. Okay, so with the fantasy football last week, we made two captains. We made the captain and a vice captain, Alaba and Koulibaly, who we wanted to top up on. And we've kind of topped up on a few different players. We've bought a couple more All Blacks. We've bought some more Varane as well. And we've got the portfolio sitting. The value is exactly £400. I think I'm right in saying. I've done the maths on it, and I'm quite sure we're sitting at exactly £400 value in terms of capital committed. And I just think it's a nice round number. I'm quite happy to keep it that way now, okay? But one thing I do want to toss out to you guys, the viewers, the subscribers, the guys that are kind enough to tweet me and to leave me comments and subscribe to the channel. We've got a bit of a fundamental change going on with one of our... I wanted to hold every single person all the way through the summer, okay? But one of these people has a kind of asterisk against them. And I think we might need to move it on, okay? And that is Julian Brandt, okay? Now, Julian Brandt, if you go and check out it's in our transfer chat playlist, top 10 forwards to look at over the summer, or top 10 transfer target forwards, something to that effect. You'll see that Julian Brandt's amazing buyout clause is linked directly to Champions League qualification, okay? Now, since we made that video, Leverkusen have been on an amazing run, and they're now pretty much sitting in the box seat. You might not look at it at a glance here, but they're sitting in the box seat for top 4 qualification to the Champions League, okay? So they beat Frankfurt very heavily, 6-1 on Sunday. Julian Brandt net his treble dividends, which was lovely. Nice of him to do that. Scored a goal as well. But if you look at Frankfurt, okay, also they're playing Chelsea Thursday night, okay? Their two remaining fixtures are against Mainz and against Bayern Munich, okay? So we realistically expect 3 points from Frankfurt, which will land them on 57. Leverkusen, if you look at their form, first of all, their form, as soon as my phone loads here, has been really stellar the last 4 matches. They've been very convincing, very strong since that really rocky period where they lost. You can see those games there against Bremen, Hoffenheim and Leipzig. But they've really been on from strength to strength, particularly the last 2 games, scoring 10 goals. It's been incredible. Their last 2 games is Schalke and Berlin, okay? Now, Berlin are not playing for anything, okay? And especially in the last game of the season. The great thing about the German league is, really anything can happen. It's a very open division. But if you look at their goal difference, it's -5. They're not playing for anything. So we'd expect Bayern Leverkusen to pick up 3 points there. Schalke, on the other hand, they are safe from relegation. They're going to be pretty embarrassed to be finishing where they are, and they're probably going to want to finish as high as possible. So that game, on paper, you'd see a 4th bottom against 5th. And especially the formula, you would expect 3 points there as well. But Schalke are a big team, and they did okay in the Champions League this year. And I say okay, they qualified past their group and whatever. And this is the thing, they've just won a derby match against Dortmund, okay? And derby wins for any club in any league, in any division, are a good catalyst for a change of form, you know. So if we think of, let's say they get a point, let's say it's a draw, and then they should beat Berlin, you know. So I think Leverkusen are still in the box seat to go and clinch that fourth spot, okay? So I'm really thinking we're going to be moving Brandt on, and we might buy another forward, okay, for that money that we've got, okay? So what I'm looking for you guys is recommendations on, it can be someone who, you know, I talk about a lot of players, I try and highlight a lot of different positions for you guys, okay? But with this one, I'm quite open to throw it back to you guys. Who would you recommend if you were to sell 25 Julian Brandt today? Well, I'm not going to sell him today, but when I do sell him, who would you replace him with? And we're thinking about a hold that we want to have throughout the summer. Someone who is going to be linked to transfers. Someone who potentially, if we buy him before the season ends, it could net as a wee cheeky dividend or something like that. You know, I'm just going to throw it back to you guys. Who would you put into this team? Who do you reckon would fit in nicely in terms of the price? We're talking about per share, so bear in mind, if you look at all my holds here, they're all relatively cheap. Pepe is my most expensive. I'm looking for bargains, ones that have got good potential for nice capital appreciation percentage wise, and guys who are likely to get a transfer. And obviously I can just dive in my old videos, I could just go buy a Lozano or a Bergwijn, or, you know, anyone, Havertz, Kramer. I could go buy anyone, right? You know, I look at this as much as you guys do, but I want your interactions. I want to make this a little bit more interactive. So any recommendations, guys, drop them in the comment section below, and I'll definitely take them on board, and I'll interact with you, pros and cons and things I think, and, you know, and we'll see if we can have a little almost community hold on that one there. We'll see how we can do that, okay guys? But otherwise, I'm quite happy with the portfolio sitting in terms of the fantasy football stuff. £400 is quite nice for across 11 players that all have decent potential for not just capital appreciation, but also the ability for media spec transfers, and then for the remaining matches, the potential to go and get some dividends in the bag, okay? Thanks all for tuning in, guys. Get the comments down below. If you're new around here, go check out some of the old videos. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble. And on that note, guys, I was going to tell you a story the other day and I didn't, right? But I'll tell you it real quickly now because the video is quite short. I was in Liverpool the other week there, okay? I went to a wrestling convention. Now, I'm not a fan of wrestling anymore. I used to be when I was a boy, but my friend is still right into it. And I collect toys, you know. So I like to buy toys that I know are worth a lot of money and will be worth more money as time goes on, kind of similar to buying holds in Football Index, you might say. So I spent a couple £100 on some toys. I went down to this thing and got them all signed. And if you are a wrestling fan from the 90s or whatever, like I am, you'll know a guy by the name of Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. I got him to sign a toy for me, and as I shook his hand, "Oh, really nice to meet you, Scott," and all that. And as I was walking away from him, I said, "Stay out of trouble," right? As you guys will know, if you watch the videos, there's something that just floats out my mouth, almost like muscle memory. And I'm not joking you, the second I said those words, "Stay out of trouble," he snapped straight away, instantly. No, he didn't even blink. He's like, "What, you a fucking cop? Don't tell me what to fucking do. Security, get this guy out of my line." And I was just absolutely pissing myself. I couldn't believe he got so angry. I turned to my friend and I was like, was he in character? Was he actually angry with me? So I found that quite amusing. But yeah, guys, stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, bye bye.